Hello, how's it going? I wanted to make this video about my experience with growing up and the lack of guidance and advice, and compared to like men. So I am not I wouldn't consider myself to be like ugly, whatever, because obviously it's me, and yeah, I don't hate myself, but to the world, I know that I am not, what is that? I'm not conventionally attractive. I have locks. Yeah, like look at me, regular. But growing, I have more of a masculine, demeanor, or, how I dress and how I put myself forward and all that stuff. And I feel like growing up, I always felt invisible, you know? And, the whole saying of saying, like, when I'm on the internet and I'm hearing, oh, men don't have that much advice and all, like, they don't have that much guidance. But I used to see men, like, have more support than women, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like with my experience with being a woman or a young girl, a guy would always approach me and they just assume that I know what to say, or a guy would approach me and I wouldn't know what to say and he would receive it as a rejection. And then now he's like lashing out. I'm like, oh, I didn't like you anyways. And this is like, what about the women that don't know what to say when a man or a guy approaches her? Like, as for me, I didn't have the woman guidance on how to be a woman, I lived with my stepmothers, and no shade to them, but they didn't know shit, They're the more, conservative woman, all that shit, cook, clean, but there was never any advice on if a guy did approach you. It was just, no boys, no boys. So you get older. As myself, I am not the conventional attractive woman. I've never had a guy like choose me and initiate, I always started off the connection, or I started off with my personality. And then we like become friends and all that shit, whatever. And then it just goes from there. But I've never had a guy just, hey, what and it's crazy. But yeah, never had that, and I always see that society always assumes that women automatically know what to do when a guy like likes them, like I even I didn't know women weren't supposed to tell men the whole truth, or you're not supposed to be all direct and straightforward. That comes off as like aggressive and not girly, and yeah. And sometimes I feel like there's something like wrong with me, even though I know there's nothing wrong with me. It's just like when I go out into the world, it's like my social pool is like so tiny. And yeah, that's just what I think. I feel like men have more support in that, even when it comes to groups with working out and mental health and all that stuff. I've never had like a female friend or like groups to talk about womanhood and all that shit. Like, talk about your period and be a woman. Like, you know, when you get like yeast infections and all that stuff, or when you like start having sex, like what are the precautions to take? Yeah, I guess you see it on the internet, like wear condoms and all that shit, but I feel like there's more things that are deeper. And yeah, yeah, man, what a interesting life. It is what it is. Alright. Don't be sleeping on your level, beauty and success. Well, I'm gonna go listen to some Drake.